What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another stream for this week's reveals for the auction. We got Chuck, Ben, Troy, and your host Gavin. Take it away.
What's up, guys? Super excited. Pretty big sale last week. Special thing this week too. I heard if we reveal a gun runner, Troy will send someone a part of the community .2 ETH if you screenshot this stream and put it in the general channel. Excited for that. Hopefully we see some gun runners. But how are you guys doing? How are you, Chuck?
Everything's great, guys. How
Troy?
are you guys doing?
Hold on, I'm collecting bottle caps right now to get the money up.
Yeah, that's so generous you're doing this.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, top dog Ben. I think he's been on mute.
Up?
There he is. All right, let's get into it. Let's get the reveal going. See what horses we have,
I tell you, I revealed a half brother to Sound Machine the other day, last night, or 2 nights ago.
There was rumors, if you looked very closely, Chuck was jogging on the backstretch during the Pegasus last week.
I saw it.
Yeah, if you zoomed in very closely, he was just jogging.
Chuck had a little bit of a gout issue this weekend. He wasn't doing much jogging. Doing a lot of limping. Kind of like the horses I've got.
I know.
I had the worst weekend.
Definitely rough. I mean, all you got to do is just bet Baffert to win play show.
Well, he didn't win. He didn't win at Gulfstream.
Especially in the snake race.
Unfortunately, at Gulfstream he didn't win.
Yeah, he had 3 out of 4 horses in the snake race at Santa Anita.
It was.
Well, he's got 4 out of 4.
Win show out of
He's gonna win. He's definitely gonna win.
These horses got to be shipping in from Kentucky. There's got to be a lot of Kentucky breds.
Yeah.
Matt, how many people are on? Over 3,000? Are we beating last week?
Yes.
What's the guy's name that
4,000.
drives? What's the guy's name that drives the truck?
Colby.
Colby. It looks like he's DJing.
Yeah, he's busting out the knobs.
He's like Steve Martorano at his restaurant.
He DJs while he's driving.
I wish I was at the restaurant right now doing this from there because I'm really hungry. That place is really good.
Oh yeah.
There's another rumor going around that if we get an intermission, that Troy will take us all out to Captain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're gonna get one cheesesteak and split it, the 3 of us.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh no. Oh boy. This is gonna be a Liam's map right here. That might call Liam's map or a Cabot.
Arrogant.
I was thinking about that. I was like, wow, is it a gray arrogant?
Yes, sir.
That's a good, nice.
Look at that.
Nice start.
He got audible right in the pedigree on the second down.
Wow.
This is a New York bred, Chucky.
That's an excellent pedigree for any horse, let alone a New York bred. That's a very, very nice pedigree.
Look at this. Out of a Sky Mesa mare who's becoming Sky Mesa's coming a huge brood mare stallion.
Yeah, and this one's got a half brother that's made 150,000 already. And there's winners. I mean, there's lots of winners. The one horse that wasn't a winner, Baby Blue Panda, was placed in Dubai, meaning that it wasn't running in some backwater. Obviously, the horse must be pretty good if he's in Dubai. But there's a really nice, strong second dam. Like Troy said, Audible sitting right there. And going back to the fourth dam, Classy Kathy was actually one of Shug McGahee's first really good horses. She was a super horse and a great producer. So it's a really, really strong family. If you were a big
baby Blue Panda, the horse out of Blame, was sold in the United Kingdom as a 2-year-old for $108,000.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you're an Arrogate fan, they don't make them anymore. So maybe you want to jump in and grab this one. Being a New York bred is always a bonus.
Yeah, this is a nice one. A matter of fact, I'll give you a little bit more information on this horse. Christopher Clement bought this horse he was the purchaser of the $130,000 horse.
Nice. Wonder if he wore the pink pants when he bought that one.
He probably, if it wasn't pink, it was yellow.
Let's see what else is.
I think that horse should be a
we should just stop right here.
Audible.
Oh, talking right about Audible.
What?
Come on. Who are you guys? Let's see this one.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Now, the younger sibling to this, who is out of Volatile, who's a brand new stallion, just sold for $215,000. So the family is definitely starting to get pretty. They're going young stallions and very hot stallions. So that looks pretty good right here.
Yeah, nice Audible. I mean, we just saw Audible. A filly out of a Tappet mare who's produced 2 stake horses who are stakes placed. So that's always a good sign. Plenty of black type in the family. There's no reason this one can't be a good one.
It's a Kentucky bred, so it's going to end up racing for some real money.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's keep the good luck rolling here.
This is unreal.
Mastery.
There it is. Vegas struck.
Vegas strikes.
They had to keep us on our toes.
They couldn't have struck.
What do we got here?
We got a colt.
We got a colt.
It's a horse.
We got a colt by Mastery, who's
who Mama got sent to Turkey.
Yeah, Mama sent to Turkey.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing, because Turkey is spending a pretty good amount of money on young brood mares to breed up their lines. So they must have saw something in these babies.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there seems for a while, every time a horse went to Turkey, this on the stallion side, they had a better year the next year. It was kind of just the way things went. But I mean, there's some black type in here.
The older sibling is American Pharaoh, so there's enough pedigree in there that they felt. Matter of fact, they bred. Unfortunately, in 2019 they lost, but the first 2 babies were American Pharaohs. When you were talking about $150,000 stud fee.
Yeah,
so,
right.
This is something that they really felt pretty comfortable. A matter of fact, this mare Vegas struck in 2014 sold for $350,000 to TP Racing as a 2-year-old, and then came back in 2019 and the breeding sale and sold for $150,000.
Wow,
so
good.
there's some pretty decent pedigree deep down in here that But again, this is the game, right? Something happened that just someone gave up on the mare, and we can go back and talk about the two hottest stallions in racing right now. The Factor, right, who people completely gave up on. No one bred to the horse, and he has more wins in the last quarter of 2022 and the first month of 2023 than any other stallion. And people, you couldn't give away his shares, right? And then Frosted, I know we talked about him a couple of weeks. That basically people were wondering when he was going to ship out to another country, and he has more stake winners than any other stallion in the last month or two of racing. So it's one of those things that usually when people in this racing industry gives up on someone, is usually when things turn around. So, Mastery is at a Candy Ride. He does get raised, horses that are running. Again, the mare is at a Smart Strike, which is probably the greatest, one of the best stallions, especially broodmare stallions. And then, you go down on the Grand Dam, and she's at a Malibu Moon. So, this could be anything.
All right, let's see what we got next. Made from Lucky.
This horse will end up having a cool name.
It does have a cool name.
Yeah, all right.
This is the typical, horse, a Maryland bred. You know what I mean? A no-name stallion who did make $1.3 million, right? But no one's really heard of him, so you have no idea. And then you have the family that all you do is get horses to win and make really good money. So, here's, Lion-Hearted Lady, who's made, 183,000, who's also black type. But then you have Sam Sonic, made 148,000. Unbridled Lion, 113,000. The other two are young horses. And this horse is eligible for the Maryland Million, which is, again, a stake series that you race for really good money.
Yeah,
And then
Made for Lucky was a good horse.
Yeah.
Pletcher trained him, and I mean, you can see from the pedigree page, he won the West Virginia Derby, which is a big 3-year-old race. The Peter Pan, which is also an important 3-year-old race that run at Belmont, and he was second in the Rebel, which is coming up soon in Arkansas on the way to the the Derby and Triple Crown. And he also won his older horse. He was second in the Excelsior, and then the Discovery and the Harlan's Holiday, which are all the first two are at Aqueduct, and the third one is at Gulfstream. So I mean, he has a chance to be a good stallion. He just doesn't have enough of a fancy name, or didn't win the Grade 1 races, which is why he's in a regional state like Maryland and not Kentucky. But that doesn't mean that he can't be a good stallion. And we talk every week about regional programs and horses like this who get a chance to run in restricted races. The Maryland program is a pretty good one. It's a year-round one. They have a nice stake schedule. So if you get a horse, a filly like this that's pretty good, she can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, this dam has already produced one horse who's made close to 200,000. Lion-Hearted Lady, who won one of those races, the Maryland Million Distaff, and I think the Willa on the Move. I believe that's a Maryland bred race as well. So these horses are all Maryland breds that she's producing. Sam Sonic, Unbridled Lion, etc. And you see the kind of money they're making. So that's a good
and they're
sign.
winners, right? Three wins at 3 and 4. 3 winners at 3 and 4. So they win a lot of races. 5 winners, right here. Lion-Hearted won 4 wins at 3 and 4. Like, at least you're going on the winner's circle.
And in a program like Maryland, they race all year round. There's no time off.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean you have to not I mean, some states like Arkansas, where they run for great money in December through May, but then they take, time off. So Maryland is a 12-month a year program. So it's an interesting horse, and it's already been successful.
There's a lot of upside, especially for someone who's living in their area. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with this one.
All right. Let's see.
Let's see, number 5. Baba's Bunch.
Flame away.
105,000 on a flame away. This horse had to look really, really pretty. Because, flame away is one of those stallions that's, not, let's say people aren't throwing really big money at him. I think his stud fee is $5,000 or $7,500. So, you're paying 20 times the amount of the stud fee on a horse. That means this horse is a really good looking horse. And then you go down and you look at the first dam, and the horse that the half is this horse called Factor This, which again I brought up the Factor, and this horse has 15 wins, raced all the way through his 8-year-old year, and has had $304,000. Man, that's pretty good.
If you look at the third dam down under Dame Avey, a horse I trained is on there, Strength and Honor, who was one of the fastest horses I ever trained. He got 114 buyer figure one time at Keeneland, winning an allowance race. But a good family, good solid family, and like you said, another one that has a lot of winners. And Flame Away is a stallion that people liked. I mean, I saw quite a few people's lists of young stallions that they thought were going to be, productive, and he was on a lot of them. Those foals are all 2 this year, so he'll have racehorses. These are his first ones racing, and a lot of times a horse's first year is their most successful one. So, I mean, Flame Away is a 100,000 on Flame Away, like Troy said. It's a good-looking horse, clearly, and there's plenty of reason to think that this horse will be a good horse.
Yeah, and this dam had 8 foals, 6 starters, 5 winners, made over close to 600,000. It was a horse called On Fire. That horse sold in the sale for 140,000 and made $173,000 in its career. And then we got Factor This, which only sold for 23,000 and made 300,000. And then all the other horses in there basically didn't sell much. They had a Great R in 2017, sold for 10,000. They had a Jimmy Creed, who was a hot stallion back in 2015. They sold that for 50,000. And then now you go to this Flame Away, and all of a sudden they hit it out of the park for $105,000. So again, this horse really had to look at like a standout. So this horse was really, really interesting. There's another horse, Chuck, on the third dam that's associated with you, and that's texting, because you do a lot of that when you're driving.
That's true. It helps my driving.
Frosty
Ooh.
Friday.
Violence, one of the hottest stallions. So his stallion fee when this horse was born was 25,000. Now it's at 40,000, or if not 50. So you're talking 4 times stud fee on this one.
Yeah, this is a nice filly. Her pedigree is strong.
Icy Atlantic was a stallion, right?
Yeah, Icy Atlantic was a really good racehorse for a long time. He's one of those horses that raced all over the place and won tons of races. He made just shy of $1 million, but you look at his record. He won at Santa Anita, he won at Monmouth, he won at the Meadowlands, he won at Delaware, Belmont, Tampa, all over. So, but Wild Promises. There's a lot of really good pedigree. These are good horses who raced in top races.
You look at Wild Promises. He had 13 wins, right, and 20 starts.
Yeah, you got him to
raced
third
until
dam.
5.
Jolie's Halo, he was the best horse in the country one summer. He was really a top horse. Arthur Appleton. This is a nice pedigree, and Violence is a stallion on the upswing. And
Yeah,
Medallion d'Oro.
you can't even get to him right now. And
Yeah,
it's a young mare, right? So she's only had one other horse. Let me see if I can pull that up and see what that horse brought. Um, yeah, that's a real that's one of those pedigrees that you really take a couple of looks at, and you try to you try to buy that. Let's just see. Uh, yeah, the dam was bought for $100,000. She made 146, and the foal before her, who was a blame, was sold in France, which was really interesting. Was a blame. So they sent this, they sent the horse to France as a 2-year-old. So that's pretty interesting. Maybe they think the horse is going to run on the turf. The person who bought this horse for 95,000 is Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner, the guy that owns the Yankees, his trust.
if you look at the second dam, the horse named West Willpower is listed under Wild Promises, and West Willpower just finished second in the Clark in his last start last year, and he won the Fayette at Keeneland the race before that. So he's going to be a big factor this year in the handicap division, which isn't very strong. He's going to be one of the top horses running in a lot of the big races. So that's something to keep in mind too. In this pedigree is that a major horse is sitting right there in the second dam.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
So let's just talk about pedigrees, and let's talk about how much horses go for, and we're always saying you just never know what you get, right? So we're talking about the second dam that you brought up, and what they're producing. So there's Wild Promises, the horse that made $700,000, right? Who's that you were speaking about. That horse sold for $3,700 in the sale.
Yeah.
Right? Icy Atlantic, who became a stallion, was sold for $80,000. So it's just, again, one of those things where you just pedigree sometimes speaks. And then you got the horse Icyberg, who in 2006, who's basically the full brother or full brother to Icy Atlantic, who became the stallion. That horse sold for $210,000 and made $894.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
So you know what I mean? So again, some of these horses that have these pedigrees that sometimes, again, fall out of favor doesn't mean that the horse knows that. So
No, it's true. And West Willpower has 13 starts now.
yeah.
As 5 seconds and 6/3. So he's been first and second, 11 out of 13. And that's a homebred too. The Gary Mary West Brad Cox trains. So you'll be hearing a lot about that horse this year.
All right, boys.
All right, lucky number 7.
Oh, Cupid. I like Cupids. I have one on the ground. I bred one. One's training as a 2-year-old. He's the Cupid was a $900,000 purchase as a yearling.
Yeah, that was a Bob Baffert horse.
Yeah,
He was briefly on the Derby Trail and he got hurt, and then he came back and he wound up being better as an older horse. But he had a lot of winners, man. What was he, like the 5th leading first crop stallion?
Yeah.
which for a horse that started out at a low price is not something that happens very often. But he's, the Tappet comes through on him, and
Yep, absolutely.
this horse has got just enough pedigree where you think, hey, there's something there. I mean, the dam was, stakes placed, and there's hot, hot milk going back to her. She was a good producer, and everything's got a little bit of pedigree. Like every dam's got some black type, and that's always a good sign.
Yeah, and they produced black type too, the filly. So it's just again one of those pedigrees. And again, the mare's young, right? Blue Hen
Yeah,
Monkey is
only
young.
eight.
It's 2015. She only has one fall. The second dam only has a couple. So it's just a young pedigree with a hot stallion.
And he's gray.
Yes,
And
sir.
he's great.
Number 8. Mendelssohn.
Mendelssohn. He just had a winner the other day. Let's see what he's got here.
Yeah, this is another horse that's got a strong pedigree. Song and a Prayer. That Unbridled song line has turned out to be really good on the broodmare side. They inject speed into their horses. And this colt is a half brother to a multiple
Irish
stakes place horse.
Irish Mischief.
Yeah, but there's real top horses in the third dam. Vicar was a horse who Carl Nasker trained him. He won the Florida Derby. I think he raced in the Kentucky Derby. A really, just a good family, and there's Mendelssohn is a horse that he seems like he's been getting dirt runners and turf runners, and if you look at his what he did himself, he was a Grade 1 winner on the turf, and he was also Grade 1 placed on the dirt in the Travers, and you don't get a whole lot of horses that can do both of those things.
Yeah.
And I believe Mendelssohn is a half to Into Mischief.
He is.
So
And the other one too, right? It's half the Into Mischief, Mendelssohn, and there's one other stallion this mare produced.
didn't she produce the filly that's
The filly,
the
yeah.
mare, yeah.
Yeah.
But the Irish Mischief, who takes place.
Spendthrift on that mare. I'm trying to think of the name.
Yeah, Irish Mischief is a 3/4 to this horse because the sire of Into Irish Mischief is a brother to Mendelssohn. That makes them a 3/4 brother, not a half, or sister, not a half sister. So, obviously this Nick has kind of worked for this mare already, and I think that's and when you look at her black type, don't be surprised because the Charlestown, just because it's Charlestown, the Charlestown Oaks has become a strong race in the fall, and it gets a lot of guys shipping in from Kentucky and from New York. So those are strong races just because it's at Charlestown. That's not an easy race. As a matter of fact, the winner of the Charlestown Classic, the last 2 years, was our collector who just won the Pegasus on Saturday. So that's a pretty significant horse to be related to, and that's a really like I said, the dam side has produced pretty well, and the sire is producing, and I think that's a nice horse.
Yeah, and they in 2019, Ring My Darling, she made 219,000. This broodmare has had basically 6 starters, 4 winners, and made $730,000 with her siblings. So it's definitely very, very solid. So you guys are hitting the cover. You're hitting the cover off the ball this round. Is this 9 or 10?
This is number 9.
Hey,
Kitten's
Kitten's
Joy.
Joy.
I'm the one who sold this horse, boys.
Wow.
I bought this horse as a weanling, and I sold her as a yearling for 200 grand.
That's hilarious.
And
Wow.
I will tell you this, and I'm telling you this.
Tropical
I did not-
racing. There it is.
I did not want to sell her. This thing is the real deal. She has a full sister who's about to hit the races. Really, really nice. This filly is just beautiful. There you see tropical racing right there. Yep, this is a really nice filly right here. Really nice filly.
Come on down and get your
Right,
very
Troy,
own.
Troy will be bidding against you here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
honestly,
cool.
I need her back.
Yeah,
Honestly, I need her back. That thing, I'm telling you, she is beautiful.
yeah, she's got a good pedigree. I remember the filly Seeking Her Glory. She was really supposed to cut out to be a good horse, except she had some issues getting hurt. So she probably would have been had a longer list of credentials had she been able to be lucky enough to stay sound. But like I said, a good family, and Kitten's Joys. A, they don't make them anymore, and B, he's had 5 champions. His horse has made $127 million. There's not much more you can say about that.
Yeah. I can't say more about this filly. This filly is a really nice filly. I will tell you this: sound, X-rays were clean, just really, really nice filly. And a matter of fact, Anthony Dutrow bought her, so they're going to some high-end clients.
That's awesome.
All right, you ready for the last one?
I don't know if
Bring
I
her
can
home.
handle it. I don't know if I can handle it.
Let's see. Let's see.
Vino.
Wow.
I'm a big Vino guy. Curlin, of course. Mr. Vino.
This filly's got a lot of pedigree, and it's mostly European pedigree. But it's there's a lot of it, which is strong.
Yeah, and you know what? They went to. So I'm a very firm believer in this. Just give me 1 second here. The dam she sold for 82,000, but the first foal was by Vino Rosa, like you said, Vino, and then they bred it a Practical Joke, and then they bred it right back to Vino. So they must have really liked that horse, because again, you don't know what it looks like until afterwards. So that's a really good sign that they really like this horse. At the looks of it, and that's why they went back to breed back to the same stallion. So that's a really interesting.
That's a really.
And I will also
strong.
say that this horse never went to a sale. So I know a lot of people look at sales, and we looked at this horse wasn't sold, but it never went into a sale, and it's a New York bred.
Yeah,
So,
what you said about breeding back to Vino Rossi is a very strong indicator that they really like this horse, because Vino Rossi at the time would have been a 3rd-year stallion, and that's generally when people avoid going back.
Yep.
The 1st-year stallions are always super hot because it's the first chance that you've had to breed to them, and secondly, because you don't know what you're gonna get. I mean, there's always that bit of mystery about the 1st-year stallion, and you're hoping to hit. You're hoping to get in on the bottom floor of a horse that just takes off, kind of like Troy did with when you had the Gun Runner.
Yep.
You want to ride them on the way up. Third year is always tricky because that's when the horses are going to start to race. And if they come out and the first year they don't do anything, then the foal you have following might be devalued because the stallion has runners and the runners aren't running for whatever reason. Now, if the runners are running, then hey, you're in even better shape. But people are risk averse in some ways because it's such a risky business to start with. And third year stallions are generally, you would very rarely see a horse, a mare go back to a third year stallion if she already had one, unless they really liked it, unless they thought that the first foal was a super foal. And so that's really probably more important than anything, than even just looking at the pedigree. And the pedigree is good. What's your chances was a good horse. There's just solid pedigree all throughout. And like you said about her being a New York bred, she's going to have tons of restricted races to take shots in.
I just got a text. It looks like we're gonna have another baby tonight. She's so majestic.
Oh wow! Saw the tweet. Was it yesterday? Today?
What's that?
I said I saw your tweet. I think it was. Let's see. Was it yesterday? A few days ago? Yesterday.
Yeah, we've had 4 already. I've been out of touch, so I'm just starting to post them now.
It's awesome.
3 fillies and 1 colt.
That's awesome.
I think that about wraps us up here. And some great horses this round, so it's definitely going to be fun laying them out, seeing when they're going to go. The auctions, all horses will be posted Monday night, Tuesday, tomorrow, and then we'll be rolling them out, 2 horses each day through Saturday, and at different various times. So everyone at different time zones have equal opportunity to kind of catch them within the last 10 minutes of bidding. So super excited, and can't wait to get the catalog out to everyone and start bidding.
Hey, Squid, before we hang out, what was the most expensive one in the last auction?
It was the Into Mischief, right, Matt?
Yeah, Into Mischief, 2.5 ETH, just a little under $4,000.
So it's just like real life. The Into Mischiefs go for the top money.
Yep.
Chuck, who you think is going to be the number 1 sale on this one?
That's a good question. I mean, well, it'll probably be the Kitten's Joy, because you're probably gonna just not take no for an answer and keep on pressing the button.
Well,
That
one's got a chance. The Arrogate.
the Arrogate. Yeah, and honestly, the violence too, right?
Yeah. And listen, don't forget the Audible was a $270,000 purchase, so
Yeah,
it's no joke either.
Mendelssohn's going to be the sleeper, I think, also.
Yeah, solid group of horses this week, very solid, and 2 grays.
Yeah, don't see that often.
Not too often.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys. Had fun tonight.
Thanks
All
for
right,
tuning in.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.